And on to the big exclusive this evening. The main suspect, viewers, in the Mangaluru auto blast case, Shariq, is a history sheeter. He is an accused in other unlawful activities in Karnataka since the year 2020. And now, the probe by the police in the case has revealed that Shariq was inspired by a global terror outfit and was well trained and handled by several terror operatives. Not just that, he also actively tried to radicalize youth against the administration, against the cops. Further, he allegedly made videos about the hijab controversy in the state, gave a call to others to join in as many numbers during the anti-CA protests as well in Bengaluru. His nefarious designs may have been carried out in parts of Karnataka, but have been well planned in other parts of the country, including in Coimbatore. Now, the investigation proves that Mangaluru blast was a nefarious terror plot to bleed the nation and was aimed at causing serious damage to instill fear in innocent people. After international links to the blast surfaced, central agencies are now probing the role of masterminds and making attempts to nab them. We are also picking up more breaking news update, and this is a big one coming in, viewers. A direct Coimbatore link to the Mangaluru blast. Did Mubeen meet Shariq in Bengaluru is the question that is now being asked because of perhaps an indication coming in at the moment of how the two could have a direct link. So this is big breaking news update coming in with regards to the ongoing investigations, because remember, the focus all throughout has been on Mangaluru blast. Questions have been asked though whether or not there is any link that goes back to the Coimbatore blast that took place close to a month ago, and whether or not the main suspect in this case, Shariq, knew Mubeen, who was the main accused in the Coimbatore blast case as well. Let me go across to Deepak joining us with more details. Deepak, what can we talk about or reveal to our viewers about the suspected link between Mubeen and Shariq?
Well, this is a part of the ongoing investigation. We're considering the fact that he was, in Coimbatore. The cops definitely are looking into all aspects, and also the Coimbatore police as well was here with the Mangaluru police. They are also a part of this investigation, and further details, of course, will emerge as and when the time comes. But they're, as the ADGP as well earlier mentioned, they're not ruling out any aspects, and the investigation will continue on all fronts at this point.
Okay, so no angles being ruled out, but yet to pick in a confirmation of whether or not there was a direct link between accused number one in the Coimbatore blast case and the suspect number one, who the police are eagerly waiting to confront in person. Deepak, stay on with us. More news coming in with regards to the ongoing investigation after getting an intimation about a close aid of Shariq. Mangaluru cops also contacted East Zone cops in Bengaluru. A person named Mohammad Rohela was frequently in touch with Shariq, has also been detained. He's been handed over to the police for questioning. Deepak, what can you tell us about the man in question here, Mohammad Rohela? 4 people so far have been detained. Is he one of them or is he the 5th one?
Well, now this is like we've been speaking about, these aspects. Multiple people are being questioned. It's been happening ever since, this blast took place, because as of now, questioning the accused or the suspect here is becoming increasingly difficult before his condition improves. So any person he was consistently in touch with are being picked up and being questioned. We saw a person being picked up, from Uti. We saw a person being picked up from Mysuru. We also had 2 people, in fact, from Mysuru, and 1 person from Mangaluru as well, and Bangalore as well. Now a person being picked up and being questioned, and if there are any sort of connections that were in a nature going to affect the peace of any region, or in an intent to harm society or indulge in unlawful activities, then they will of course be arrested, and there will be more connections that will be drawn. But at this point in time, these are detentions that are being made to ensure that if there was a bigger plot, if there were more people involved in committing a crime similar to what we saw in Mangaluru, that is something that they want to tackle at the earliest, and that's where we are seeing these multiple detentions that are happening.
Okay, so still waiting for more details. Thank you for joining us with that, Deepak. The Karnataka police has interestingly also revealed that Shariq visited Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu, the place where a similar blast, like we've been pointing out, took place outside a temple. Shariq, of course, used fake IDs during his stay. He also travelled across Tamil Nadu without coming under the police or agency's radar. So here's what the police so far has uncovered with regards to his terror trail. If we talk about his movement, viewers, this is why it becomes extremely important to understand what is the route that was followed by Shariq in this case. It begins from Tamil Nadu. The suspect travelled across Tamil Nadu. Now, of course, there is a little bit clarity that needs to come in. The question is, how soon will the police be able to question Shariq? Because they're waiting for him to fully recover. He was in Coimbatore for how many days? Shariq himself will be able to reveal. He was, interestingly, staying here on a fake ID card. So he stayed in Coimbatore, used a fake ID card, met several accomplices. Depends on what the police probe further reveals on who these accomplices were, what their role apparently was. Because remember, a blast that took place in Coimbatore last month also goes back to a man named Mubeen, and interestingly, recoveries made from his residence are also very, very similar in nature to the recoveries made by Shariq's residence, from Shariq's residence. Thereafter, he travelled to Mangaluru. After having gone to Mysuru, he travelled to Mangaluru, boarded an auto to reach somewhere in between. An explosion took place between the journey. Remember, his intended target was someplace else, and that's exactly why everyone is now talking about what if this man reached his intended target and the actual explosion took place. The magnitude, the consequence could have been of a different nature. Lots of political reactions coming in, viewers. First up, listen in.
Couple of months ago, in the month of October, on 23rd, I think, in Coimbatore, similar incidents has taken place. There also they had planned to blast around the temple. This person also, Mr. Mohammed, has gone and met the person in Coimbatore. So we have traced the places where all he had moved around in the last 2 months. They are looking from all the aspects, from all the angles, and we are also trying to find out whether he has a connection with the international terrorist organization, whether the banned organizations are behind this, or whether any sleeper cells are active in this area, since we are bordering to the Kerala state.
So the government has linked it to some terror groups. Our leaders, Mr. Sidramaya, Mr. D.K.D. Shivkumar and the other senior leaders in the state have made it very clear that there should be a thorough investigation of the blast, of the incident, and also the links, however far they are. That should be investigated properly, because ultimately safety and security of our people and state is very, very important for us.
Any sort of terror is condemnable, whoever does it. There is no place of violence in the society, and this has to be taken up very seriously. The blast might be a low intensity one, but the intentions are bad. But I want to ask this government, what is your intelligence doing? Coastal belt, the Mangaluru area, is a very communally sensitive area. Can anybody keep a bomb in a cooker and this thing and in an auto rickshaw and roam around Bangalore city? Mangaluru city? Is it not the failure of intelligence of this government? So, and why is it happening nearer the election? So, if we don't take it seriously, tomorrow any big terror incidents happens in Karnataka, the government will be responsible for it.
All right, let's go across to Dr. Sudha Halkai, spokesperson of the BJP, with us. Thereafter, we'll be joined by a JDS leader as well. But Dr. Halkai, if I could begin by asking you, now this is going much beyond what came to light in the initial few hours. There is a Coimbatore link that has also emerged. What can you tell us about the ongoing investigations, and also questions coming to light with regards to how all of this was conveniently planned, staged, and perhaps would have met its intended target as well had this accidental blast not taken place? All of this happened under the government's nose, ma'am.
Very good evening. First of all, I would like to tell that our government has zero tolerance to the terrorism, and they have been doing their widespread work throughout the country to stop terrorism. That is the reason the number of terrorists killed from 2014 to 2000 till date is 1,658 compared to the earlier years. So there is no question that anyway the government is at rest or any of our officials are rest. They are taking at utmost measure to stop it and track it. And let me tell you, the earlier days the arrest of so many PFI persons. This is the result of that. And this person was actually arrested under UAPA Act, that is Unforgivable Activities Preventive Act. So he was arrested under that, and he has come out on bail. And who has given the bail for him? Obviously, the BJP government has not given the bail to him. There must be somebody who is supporting the terrorist attack, and they have given the bail to him. So why should anybody on earth in India should try for a bail to that person when he was already arrested?
No, because he's a wanted man who was earlier arrested as well. He was granted bail by the courts, of course, citing technical grounds. But the fact remains that he is an history sheeter. So why is it that the agencies perhaps let go of him? He was not on the agency's radar. He could have gone ahead with any crime whatsoever. This is an act of terror, as the police has said, but why let go of him?
That is what I am saying. No, whatever technical facts they have produced, it was probably in the law. That's the reason they have given the bail. Otherwise, undoubtedly, our government will not give bail to any such person.
But shouldn't there be a mechanism, ma'am, to keep a watch on these kind of elements? Because he was being handled by two men who had links with other terror outfits, who, by the way, are wanted by the NIA and absconding. So this is not a very casual suspect that we're talking about.
No, we are not denying that he is a casual suspect as well. I'm telling that all the track is kept on all the people. There are so many hundreds and thousands of people who have been arrested on all these in the past 2 months. Why was this not done in the earlier years? Why this action against PFI or ISIS it is not taken?
No,
it is just one terror attack.
While what you're saying with regards to how collective governments need to take onus, need to claim responsibility and should have acted on it is a valid point, but that doesn't take away from the BJP or the Karnataka government at the moment to act on this very urgent issue. Let me go across to Mr. T.R. Prasad Gowda of the JDS.
No, let me tell you one thing.
I'll come back to you, ma'am. Let him come and make his point, and then you can perhaps come in. Mr. Gowda, what do you make of this entire episode? Here's a man who travelled from Coimbatore to Mysuru to Mangaluru, faked his identity, and now more and more details coming to light with regards to his terror association.
Yeah, see, our party is against terrorism. We will not encourage any such elements who indulged into such activity. We will support minority community. That doesn't mean that we are going to support this kind of activity. We are very patriotic. Our party is very patriotic, and we will be with the country's integrity and sovereignty.
Mr. Gowda, the larger question here is, don't you think this could have been avoided under all circumstances given his terror links? He was being handled by two other men in question, wanted by the NIA. Also now questions being asked of whether or not he was in direct contact with Mubeen. Of course, we're going to wait for the police to come out with a logical conclusion to that. But if you look at the similarity between the Coimbatore blast and the blast that has taken place in Bengaluru, very, very stark similarities with regards to the explosive materials used and recovered from both their residences. Could this have been avoided? He was in Coimbatore, he was travelling across Tamil Nadu, he was travelling across Karnataka, and a history sheet at that.
Yes, you are right. You are right, madam. And you was traveling and crossing the borders of the states. At the end of the day, we have to, it is the failure on the part of the government, who is administration is in the hands of the BJP. It is the duty of the government to have the, intelligence report in advance. In advance, whatever the country, whole country, of course, we will acknowledge your statements. But now the government of Karnataka or government of India, what they are doing at the end of the day, it is a failure of the law and order or intelligence.
Okay. Dr. Alkana, those questions are going to be asked, because if we talk about his handlers alone, forget him. He was arrested, then he was let off, citing technical grounds. That's one. But if we talk about his if we talk about his alleged links with the handlers as well, that too is under question. That too is questionable, because here's a man called Mateen from the Al Hind module. Dr. Alkai, can you hear me? All right, so Mateen from Al Hind module, there's another handler who is taking care of his nefarious business. How is it that despite these terror links, this man was not under the radar of intelligence agencies in the state? Has the state machinery been caught sleeping at the wheel? Ma'am.
Absolutely no. Let me tell you now, Gowdaji told me, told that the BJP government is in power now. Definitely we take the tap on our back that this BJP government has taken the initiative to slam all the PFI organization and all the ISIS organization, and it has given a hit back to all the terrorists. Take it Pulwama attack, take it Uri, and take it the other things. You know, there is a zero tolerance. I've told before also, there is a zero tolerance. We don't accept any such thing. Yes, of course, some minor things takes place, but if you see it on a larger aspect, it is our government who has taken the major initiative in all these years of 75 years against the terrorism.
Okay, the fact remains, ma'am, that, such miscreants are able to hide with such ease, and that is, of course, concerning. Mr. Gowda, another angle to this is what happened in Coimbatore was also being questioned. The DMK there was also being questioned because of the delay in A, bringing in the NI, B, calling it an act of terror. Here, at least the state government has acknowledged that, yes, this is an act of terror. They've taken out the entire history of Shariq and have put it in public domain.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that nowadays this bad elements are getting activated. It is duty of each and every citizen of the country. At this point of juncture, we all have to unite to fight against terrorism, irrespective of who is handling the government or who is having the. And it is each and every citizen of India should cooperate with the government to handle such. Because giving the residences to the such people as for rent and all. Before giving residences to rent it out, it is better they should take the information of the personnel who is going to stay there, and the owner should take, because police already informed the citizens that before giving you any person to the renting out, that it is the duty of the owner to check all these things. So they find it very simple, but when this kind of things happening, and the whole country now we are suffering.
The fact remains that the BJP is claiming credit for having cracked this open in no time, for bringing in the NI without any delays. In fact, are questioning the Stalin government on perhaps something that could have been done within Tamil Nadu in this case, and with regards to the Coimbatore blast as well. Let's see what the investigations reveal further. We'll also try and get across and get in touch with the DMK representatives to really try and question them. But for the moment, thank you both of you for joining us on this broadcast. We'll have to slip in over a short break.